Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Shemi Habashai, Shemakak. And I want to say Shalom to Yaknakwath out there, assuming it's true diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson. And this is another edition of What Does It Really Mean? And today is one that I actually came to me during a lesson, and I wrote down for a future date, and it's the word mischief, right? Mischief. Now, we've gone into this word before in just the standard dictionary, using Google, but I haven't touched on it using the Strong's or the Johnson's dictionary, I don't believe yet. So, this is something I wanted to touch on. I got another one. The other one we're doing today is, I believe, forward. Okay, so these are probably going to be 20 to 30 minutes apiece, all right, equaling out about an hour. And so with that, let's get started. So you see right here, we got the blue letter Bible up, the results for mischief, and it says it occurs 47 times throughout the Bible, all right, within 46 different verses, which means in one verse, it says it twice, okay? And there's not too many verses, really, that say it. Like you see, it's only 47 times, so it's just literally one page. And you can see the one verse where it says it twice, right? Mischief shall come. We'll read it. Ezekiel 7:26. Mischief shall come upon mischief, and rumor shall be upon rumor. They shall seek a vision of the prophet, but the law shall perish from the priest, and counsels from the ancients. And this scripture is, of course, referring to the famine of the word. Okay, so that's what that's dealing with, which I made lessons on it, but maybe that'll be a topic for another day. But going up here, the first time it occurs within the Bible is Genesis 42:4, and that reads, "But Benjamin, Joseph's brother, Jacob sent not with his brethren, for he said, lest peradventure mischief befall him." Okay, so in this case, and the big reason I have it up here as a talking point, and I also want to read it. The big reason that it's in the Bible, so that's one of the reasons that mischief is important to know what it really means. But this is one of the big highlight scriptures, okay, I would say, is 2 Maccabees 7:31. And it reads, "And thou that hast been the author of all mischief against the Hebrews shall not escape the hands of Yahweh." And another big reason is outside of scripture is that because the word mischief has been twisted. I mentioned this time and time again. You hear me talk about it in my lessons a lot, is that when you look up mischief, 9 times out of 10, it's just playful misbehavior, playful trickery, right? We can actually look it up right now. And it says, mischief refers to playful, annoying behavior or actions that cause minor damage rather than severe harm, right? So it stems from Middle East Old French, originally meaning misfortune or injury. It can describe both light-hearted teasing, intentional or petty destruction of property, vandalism. So it's something that's, it's just teeny tiny, it's just, and then, they have, criminal mischief. All right, so this is a depiction of mischief, right? What are they doing here? They're, pouring ink and milk into a tub, right? Oh, they're just, being a little devious, right? Hee, ha, ha, ha. But no, it's different than that. Okay? It's different than that. Look at this. And the country's criminal code in Canada makes mischief a hybrid offense punishable by up to and including life imprisonment if the mischief causes actual danger to human life. Public mischief is a term for the crime of wasting police time. So again, it's one of these things that really America has made into it's just a little playful harm. No, and it doesn't mean that. It's much serious than that. As a matter of fact, there's multiple versions of, and they all really mean the same thing, but multiple versions within the Bible. You can see right here's one, right here is one, and right here is one, and there's more than that. These two have root words, so we're gonna get those today. But yeah, so people will see a scripture like 2 Maccabees 7:31 talking about the mischief that Esau, and really the other nations as well, Esau is the biggest perpetrator of it, have done to us, all right, the Israelites. And they'll say, oh, well, that doesn't seem too bad, the mischief against Hebrews. No, it's dealing with the wickedness, the evil, all right, the destruction, all right, also that they've set before us, all right, by killing our people and other sick, twisted things that have ultimately led up to death. All right, torture and starvation, which again is a form of torture. But yeah, man. So over here in Genesis 4:22 is where we're going to find our first definition. And it's going to be, again, we'll read it, the verse again. All right, just keep it consistent. Genesis 42:4, it says, "But Benjamin, Joseph's brother, Jacob, sent not with his brethren, for he said, lest peradventure mischief befall him." So, so you can see Joseph's brothers sent to Egypt. Okay, so lest peradventure, and what is peradventure? Okay, peradventure is perhaps, okay, or uncertainty. All right, lest perhaps mischief befalls him. Okay, so he was being cautious. So what does the word mischief mean here? Okay, boom. All right, the first word we're gonna see is the word ason. All right, ason.
Strong's H611. Ason. Ason. And the form just below that, asa. Asa.
Okay. And it means evil, mischief, harm, or hurt. So evil, harm, or hurt. Okay. So if you take a scripture like 2 Maccabees again, you can translate that to be either doing evil to our people, or literally harming and hurting our people, which doing evil would constitute as that as well. But it says uncertain derivation, hurt, mischief. Mischief, evil, harm. Okay, so mischief, evil, harm. And we know what evil is, and we know what harm is. But let's go see in the Johnson's dictionary. See, this was in the 1700s, so I want to see what mischief says here. Okay, yeah, so it's the old version. Harm, hurt, whatever is ill and injuriously done. Okay, so in this case, harm. So you've harmed, all right, the Israelites. Going back to 2 Maccabees, you've harmed the Israelites. You've harmed our people, whether it's through whatever means you happen to do. All right, by literally killing, or stripping food away, or stripping drink away, or clothing, or putting in bad areas, or torturing, or slavery, whatever it happens to be. You've done it. You've done mischief against us. All right, ill consequence, vexatious affair. Okay, another word for it. So yeah, let's leave that up. We'll put it in the back in case we need to grab it. So that's the first definition as we see it in Genesis 42:4. Okay, so in short, let's go and get this. So we'll read it from 1. So Genesis 42:1, the title is Joseph's brothers sent to Egypt. It says, "Now when Jacob saw that there was corn in Egypt, Jacob said unto his sons, Why do ye look upon one upon another? And he said, Behold, I have heard that there is corn in Egypt. Get ye down thither, and buy for us from thence, that we may live and not die. And Joseph's 10 brethren went down to buy corn in Egypt, but Benjamin, Joseph's brother, Jacob sent not with his brethren." Okay, so he didn't send Benjamin. Why? For he said, lest peradventure mischief befall him. And the sons of Israel came to buy corn among those that came, and the famine was in the land of Canaan. So anyway, it was a risk assessment. Okay, can't send everybody, all right, but that was the lest you go there and some harm happens to them, all right, some evil happens to them. They get they're in that land and they get held captive, or something. A million different things could happen, right? But that goes back to evil, mischief, harm, or hurt. Lest evil happen to them, less harm or hurt, they get hurt or harmed, right? Something happens, right? So that's the first definition. And like I said, all these really have similar definitions, okay? But the first one would be evil, mischief, evil, harm, or hurt. Okay, evil, harm, or hurt. So let's go and actually, what we'll do, and we got this one as well, so we can take that one. 1 minute. Add that into the list. Save that. And right under ideas, I'm just going to use it right now for, or actually, I'll go down here. I'll just type in notes. Okay, so we have, so far, okay, evil, harm, hurt. Okay, so evil, so all these have one occurrence right now. Not through the Bible, but you know, we'll see which one comes out on top at the end. Okay, whichever one has the what it means the most. Okay, we're not going to throw mischief in there because mischief is mischief, right? That's just the word. So we got that. Now on to the next one. Is I really want to look from that word forward right there as well. Let's get both. Okay, so first one is frowardness is in his heart. He deviseth mischief. Frowardness is in his heart. He deviseth mischief. Continually he soweth discord. So let's get this one first. What does mischief mean here? So it's the word ra. Okay, so we'll get that one as well. Because down here it says the same thing, but we're going to continue reading on. Verse 15, it says, therefore shall his calamity come suddenly. Maybe that's a word we should get as well. Which means destruction, but maybe we could get something out of it. It says, come suddenly, suddenly shall he be broken without remedy. These 6 things doth the Lord hate, yea, 7 are an abomination unto him. A proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood. An heart that deviseth wicked imaginations, feet that be swift in running to mischief. That's the highlight. A false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among brethren. There you go. So the same definition comes out of the word mischief here. All right, as you can see, raw, or, you know, so that's how it is. Excuse me. So let's go see what this means. What does raw mean? Okay, and this one comes from H7489. All right, let's see if that's up. And it is not, so we'll highlight that one. So here we got, it's mostly used for evil. Okay, so evil. So we'll put that in there. Evil. Bad. Okay, let's put that in there as well. Okay, so bad. Hurt. There it is again. Wickedness. Okay. Yeah, hurt. So bad. Worse, sad, unhappy, evil, unpleasant. All right, so bad, unpleasant. Disagreeable, malignant, bad, unpleasant, evil, giving pain, unhappiness, and misery, evil, displeasing, bad of its kind, land or water, bad land, bad water, right? Bad of a value, worse than, worst, sad, unhappy. So you can go and see that. Bad, unkind, bad, evil, wicked, ethically. Bad in general, persons, thoughts, deeds, actions. So bad people, bad thoughts, bad deeds, bad actions. All right, evil, distress, misery, injury, calamity. All right, so that's what it means. Okay, and the root is this word, ra'ah. Okay, which again means evil. Okay, so add one into that, and then hurt. Okay, bad, evil, hurt. To break. Okay, there you go. So mostly what we're seeing is evil and hurt. Okay, which evil is wickedness at the end of the day. You see it here as well. Should be in here, to be wicked. All right, so we'll add one more in. Okay. So Next on, all right, we got Proverbs 10 and 23. And this is another one that you'll hear us say a lot that mentions the word mischief. This is Proverbs 10 and 23. It says, "It is a sport to a fool to do mischief, but a man of understanding hath wisdom." Okay, it is a sport to a fool to do mischief. So wickedness is like a game. All right, it's like a sport. It's like a game to these idiots. Okay, so right here, let me go and look at this word fool real quick. Maybe I'll put that in as well. It could be interesting. Maybe I'll put that in. All right. So here we are. The word mischief here, as you can see, goes back to this word zama. All right, zama. So let's read it. Let's hear it. Come on now. Yeah, it doesn't want to play it. But anyway, zama. All right, which comes from, let's see if this links back. This links back to Strong's H21 and 61. Zamam. Okay, well, this word means, what does this mean? Plan, device, wickedness, evil. Okay, so wickedness and evil. Wickedness and evil. So we got one more for that. One more for that. You see, not chaste, incest, licentious, idolatry, harlotry, all acts of wickedness. Heinous crime. All right, a plan, especially a bad one, heinous crime. So really, in this case, it could mean a premeditated crime. All right, because it goes back to this word zamam, which means to have a thought, devise, plan, consider, purpose, to plot of, an evil plot. All right, so we can go and add that in. Still evil, but evil plot. Okay. Okay, so an evil plot. So plotting evil. All right. I.e., premeditate. All right. So to premeditate. Yeah. To think evil. Okay. To think evil as well. To devise, imagine, plot, purpose. To think evil. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Coming up to the last few here. We can close that out because I don't think we're going to need it. But Proverbs 12 and 21 says, "There shall no evil happen to the just, but the wicked shall be filled with mischief." And the word here is the same. Ra. All right, shall be filled with what? Evil. Okay, hurt. Okay, hurtful evil. Evil, bad. All right, so they're going to be filled with evil. Okay, they shall be filled with mischief, and really, bad things happening to them. All right, bad, evil. All right, bad things happening. All right, they're going to be filled with bad things. All right, giving pain, unhappiness, misery, unpleasant. All right, so that's what it's going to go back to, man. And then finally, last but not least, another one that we mentioned, I don't think we got, but Ezekiel 7 and 26, mischief shall come upon mischief. We didn't get it. We read it, but we didn't get what it really means in this case. Mischief shall come upon mischief, and rumor shall be upon rumor. Then shall they seek a vision of the prophet, but the law shall perish from the priest, and counsel from the ancients. So let's see. You see it's the same words for both. Okay, mischief shall come upon mischief. So same words, and the word for this is hovah.
Strong's H, 1943. Hovah. Hovah.
All right, which if you get this, there was no V's back then. So you would get this word right here. All right, which is ha. Make sure. Yep. So, All right, and not in the same sense. All right, but it's another sense of Hava. Okay, not to be confused with Hawa as in Yahweh's name, right? But this is let's see, where were we? Ha. Okay, ha. Wa. Ha. Okay, so it's not like Yahweh. All right, it's not in the same, because if you go and get that, how do they pronounce it? Let me go get it. Oh, well, I guess it would have been easier if I, instead of just KJV, I typed in BLB, but my bad. So, I'll show you. So, I am goes back to this word right here. Haya. Alright, Haya. Alright, which you see, they say Haya. Down here it says Haya. Alright. So, so this is the first part, which is, oops, closed out of it. Right here you got ha, right? So Haya. So right here. Oops. Now they have this as Ya, which is bear with me. Let me get here. Let me actually just get the easiest way to do it. I'm not doing the full breakdown. Right here. There we go. Okay. So, that's what I want to show you. Why they look similar. Okay. As in, you know, Hawa and Hawa, because there's no V's. This isn't Va, or else this would be, that's how they get Jehovah out of it, right? But I wanted to show you that. That's what's the important part about knowing words, because it looks similar, right? But that's, you know, you have Ya, Ha, Wa, and then Ha. So, Ya, Ha, Wa, Ha, and then you drop the A. So you get Yahweh. Okay, but in here, you see this root. Not root, but, you know, you see this right here. Which is functionally, without the, I don't know if you, what do you want to call those, characters on top. Hawa. Alright. So, again, if you go and get it, but you see that this doesn't have the underline. So, a different pronunciation, technically. Okay, when there's different, in writing, alright, as you can see, those would be two different things, even though they look similar. Okay, it's like a capital. Think about it in the English language. There's things that look similar, but they're not the same. Think about a capital L and then like a, or a capital, a capital, I. Right? You have like an I, and then you have an L. Right? Those look like the same things, but they're not. Right? They're not. Now when you write them, usually they put the lines at the top of the I. Right? But on the computer, if I put these even side by side, you wouldn't even be able to tell. Am I typing a capital I or an L right now? You wouldn't be able to know. Alright? That's an I. That's an L. Oh. Well, this is a capital I. Alright? This is a capital L. They're spaced slightly different. That's it. Okay? That's why you need to know your language. Alright? But I want to put that out there because people say, see, his name really means ruin. It don't. Alright? It don't. Anyway, so Hawa, all right, or yeah, they say Hava,
Strong's
Hava,
H, 1942. Hava. Hava.
okay, which comes from this word Hava, which means to that word, right? This word comes from this word, and this is the root where it should show us to this is part of the Father's name right here. But you see how it's different? See, I know, like, watch the characters. It's similar, all right, but not the same. Okay, but this word of destruction or engulfing ruin, all right, comes from the root word of to exist. So really, this would be, you know, a ruin to happen, right? To a ruin to exist, right? So anyway, wanted to show that they're very similar, and that's because it is actually a root word. Okay, and you can see these. Yeah, and that's the root of it. All right, which means to be, to come, to pass, to exist. Okay, but this is the one we usually see. Okay, to be, to come, to exist, to happen. This is the one you actually see most of the time. All right. So anyway, where were we? Going back into it because I went on a trail. But this word, all right, for mischief, mischief shall come upon mischief, and rumor upon rumor. This word mischief is that word hova, which goes to hava, all right, or hawa. Not, you know, it's again pronounced slightly different. Just think about it, there's other languages that have that. Like in Spanish, if you pronounce one word, you know, with a slightly more emphasis on it, it's done, man. It's over. That's the difference between huevos, meaning eggs or balls, right? So it means destruction. Okay, so really destruction. So let's pull up this, and we'll add another one. So overall, what do we get out of it? So destruction, or it can mean desire, but overall, it means ruin and disaster. So yeah. So ruin and disaster for this one. So we got what does it really mean at the end of the day? Mischief. At the end of the day, it means evil, all right, and wickedness, because those are the ones that came out on top. Evil, wickedness, and hurt. You know, if someone does mischief to you, they did you hurt. Okay, so let's move that one up. So this is really what we came away with at the end of the day. Okay, so evil, wickedness, and hurt. All right, someone did evil to you, they hurt you, they did wickedness against you. One and the same. So it's not a playful, you know, little bit of I almost said mischievous. That's again, that's what's in the vocabulary because that's what they say it is, but it's not like a prank, okay, as they would say. It's not. It is full on evil, wickedness, and hurt. Okay, and that's really at the end of the day what mischief means. So that's it. We can close out with that. Save that up. So yeah, we can close out with that. Lord willing, it was edifying. A little rambly there in some of it, so slack you for that. But Lord willing, it was still edifying. Again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Shemi Hawashai, Shemakakwadash. Shalom to you brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring. Keep the faith. We're almost out of here. Until next one, Lord willing. Shalom.